Yo, what is up? How's it going? How's it hanging? How's it flapping? If it's flapping a lot and it's touching the ground, I hope you're already locked in with a man and a marriage and your kids are already grown and all that good stuff. StreamYard's working a little funny today. Like, for instance, how's everyone doing, by the way? By the way, yeah, that's right. How's everyone doing? Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Please hit the like button. Um, I'm going to cover this whole deal between Brian Fagee and SeanPaul Reyes, aka Long Island Audit. I'm going to call him LIA from here on out. Where it started, how he met Brian Fagee, and what's happened since then. This is all going to be my opinion. Let a few more people come in. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Susan. Let me say hi to some people while they're coming in here. And oh, that's what I want to do. I wanted to. Why'd you put the makeup on the table? I wanted to. Why don't you just trust in my self-righteous suicide? I trust when angels deserve to. Cookie Monster. Oh, okay. Oh, let me go back. Also, let me post this. Guys, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I just put a link in the comments. That link I just posted in the comments is a link from last year's Audit Palooa. It's a whole playlist. It's all from the J Town Press. She pretty much was the only one that did most of the recording, and thank goodness, because I didn't have time. I'm gonna spend less time this year cooking and stuff, and it's gonna be more about meeting, greeting, talking, networking of the people. Uh, Less time me cooking and try to beat Solo Yacker at cooking. Okay. We're gonna have live music. We're gonna have a comedian. Our comedian last year was so bad, I couldn't publish. I still have the video. I watch it every now and then just so I can cringe laugh. But it was so bad you couldn't even publish it on like Rumble or anything. Maybe BitChute. So, um, yeah. So I posted a link to the last year's playlist for Audit Palooa. I'm working on. I just sent an email to someone I would love to have there. All of you probably know who this person is, and hopefully I did a good enough job explaining myself in the email to her, to them, this person, that they will attend the event this year. So please hit the thumbs up. Let me say hi to some of you. Behind me here, as you can see, this is Pensacola, Florida. This is where Audit Palooa will be held this year. Same place it was held last year. A private farm, Larry Downs Jr. farm. Anyone that thinks they're just going to show up there and act stupid. Last year, not only do all of us carry, but he also hired private security to go around the property once it started getting dark. And the guy that he hired, dude, looked like GI Joe. Like you took a GI Joe figure and turned it into a human being. And he was packing, and he had a driver while he scouted. Your safety is not going to be in question. Any dummy that shows up there, uh, it's not going to be good for them. Anyone that starts any trouble there, it's not going to be good for them. We all know how to defend ourselves. Plus, we have layers of security. We're not putting up with any nonsense. So, if you want to go to Audapalooza, don't wait. We've already sold like 40 tickets. There's only going to be like 110, 120 tops that we're going to sell. If you didn't go, if you went last year, you get first dibs. But again, don't wait. If you went last year, you don't have to be vetted again. Just say, hey, John, I went last year. I'll check to see if you went last year, and that'll be that. If you did not go last year, I need to vet you. I basically interview you on the phone, and if I, from just listening to you and hearing you, if I feel like you're a good person and you answer my questions satisfactorily, is that a word? Then I let you come to the show, and I did this last year. I made call after call after call. I have all the phone numbers right here. We're talking about hundreds of phone numbers. I spent lots of time calling people, made sure everybody was cool, and only one douchebag slipped through. He wasn't violent or anything, but he just wasn't. He needs some self-reflection. Let's just put it that way. All right, let me say hi to some of you, and we'll go from there. StreamYard. What's up, StreamYard? Oh, GOWA. I'm a GD state trooper. Didn't you put that in the comments like hours ago? East. Yes, yes. I'm a good damn state trooper, you peasant. Jerry Hydorn. Fitzcam, what's up? Angie Burke, what's up? Stanford Guardian, what's up? Tom Kayak. Dude, you ever try spelling kayak backwards? It's the worst. Sly Shy. Antonio Mao. Joseph. Joey Back. Joey Back. Joey Back is a super fan of mine, bro. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you. This guy was at Audit Palooa. I always say this kid because I'm getting old now, and he looks so young. So Joey Back was at Audit Palooa last year, and I was talking with him, and the things he was saying to me were so damn flattering because he was like quoting me from a decade prior for some reason. So Joey, man, much love to you. Robert, what's up? Joko, what's up? Maria Burtis, what's up? Johnny Vermont, what's up? Mason Bailey, what's up? Mr. Otvo, how you doing? Let's Otvo. Mr. Otvo bought 2 tickets. He will be there again this year. Jindo, what's up? Steve Aloha, what's up? I finally made it to a live stream and on time. Aloha. At John Felix and everyone in the chat. What's up, brother? Are you in Hawaii? Cool. Johnny, Angie, Burke. Did I miss it? Jeremy Pavis. William Logan. Claudette. Hi, Claudette. Claudette is a super fan also. Claudette, listen, super fan. Claudette, a couple of guys bought an extra ticket or 2 for me to give it away, and I sure would love to give you one of those tickets, Claudette. You should call me, email me. Let's talk about this. Where do you live? News Now, Victoria, what's up? From Canada, how are you? NorCal Press, what's up? Music holds the secret. Yes, it does. Music is the soundtrack of our lives. Hey, Pucker Buttface, how are you? Karen Catinella, what's up? DB the Irish guy, what's up? Is that DB McCrae? If that's DB McCrae, bro, I got your email, and I would love to have you at Audit Palooa. By the way, guys, if you know any auditors that you'd like to see at Audit Palooa, I don't have the contact for everybody. And last year, all I did was go to their videos and told them that they were invited, and I put my email address in there. And what I think happened is YouTube just blocked it out, and they never got to see it. So if you know any auditors like Bay Area Transparency, I would love to have him there. The Batusai, I would love to have him there. I don't have his contact info, et cetera, et cetera. Anybody you would love to have there, and you have their contact info, please tell them I want them at Audit Palooa. Please, please, please. Let's make it a bigger event every year. Perfect Sense, how are you? Hawks fan, what's up? Los 8183, Disabled Outcast, early and often, my man. Johnny Norcal, Aaron C22, Ben Dalpin, what's up? Shine, what's up? Joey Beck, I just love saying Joey Beck. Mr. Jorgensen in the house, the inventor of the tampon, not the original tampon. He was working in. I tell the story every time I see him and his name. He was at Audit Palooa last year. When I called him to vet him, he told me this great story. He was like a mechanical engineer. He was some type of engineer. And off in the distance in the same company, there was a manager and another guy arguing about a tampon. Well, what about a tampon? Well, the one guy said the tampon should do this. 2 guys fighting over how a tampon should be engineered is pretty funny to begin with. And the other guy said, no, the tampon would be better if it was this. And they're like, you know what? Let's get a third opinion. So these 2 guys trying to figure out how tampons work go over to Mr. Jorgensen and they go, here's his idea. Here's my idea. What do you think? And Mr. Jorgensen, the guy here in the chat, says, well, why don't you do this and then flip this over there and do that? And they were both like, whoa. So Mr. Jorgensen invented a type of tampon, and they had it patented, and he got a credit for that patent. What a great story. Okay, what did I miss? Anyone? NorCal Press, what's up? Okay, Resisting Without Violence. Right on. Oh, that's me. I posted that playlist. Okay. Oh, that's me. Man, this StreamYard is pretty cool technology, I got to say. So that's Pensacola in the background. Ooh, did I just see someone there? McClinnis? Did I just see McClinnis' name there? Oh, Jalen for Civil Liberties. Stomper, what's up? Robert. All right, guys, let's get this started. Love you. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Eyes on the State, what's up? Guys, subscribe to Eyes on the State. He will be at Audit Palooa this year. if you'd like to meet him. Liberty Troll, what's up? Oh, let me turn my ringer off before he calls me. Thanks. As soon as I see your name now, it's automatic panic that you're going to call me during a live stream, you punk. There you go. Hope you're happy. Who else we got here? Claudette. Auditing Mabden, what's up? Auditing Mabden will be at Audit Palooa this year. Also, yes, if you want to join our Civil Rights Bill of Rights Foundation Transparency Accountability Coalition, there's a link right there. Thank you, Eyes on the State. He's also a board member along with the J-Town Press. This is a public service. Who else? I can't remember him offhand. I haven't written down, of course. All right, you guys ready? Let's go, man. Thank you, everyone, for the nice. My God, I cannot keep up. Okay. All right, I am caught up in the thing, kinda. Rise of the Oathbreaker. That is you, DB. DB McCrae wrote 2 books, Rise of the Oathbreakers 1, Rise of the Oathbreakers 2. He said he wants to come to Audit Palooa. Please, DB, we'd love to see you there, all right? So, let's go now. We all know what happened recently. Oh, one last thing. Oh, that's not it. And I don't know why this is doing this, but usually I use this background right here. But for some reason, it comes in backwards now all of a sudden. What the hell is going on there? So, I guess I'll go with that. Or how about this? How about this? No. How about this? Who cares, right? Does it matter? Let's just go with Pensacola. There we go. All right, so Pensacola in the background. All right, guys. So Brian Fagee versus Long Island Audit, LIA. So what happened was LIA was at the airport. I forget which airport, somewhere in Connecticut, probably. And he's auditing. He's recording in public. What is auditing? Recording in public. Recording in places where the public's allowed to be. That's what auditing is. And if this was truly a free country, auditing would be celebrated. But it's not, because we're not a free country anymore. And even though you have a absolute inalienable right to record in public spaces, there's some restrictions. I get it. But generally speaking, you can record in public places. So instead of it being celebrated, it's attacked and demonized and made fun of and everything it should be. It's a First Amendment right. The whole reason the free press was put into the First Amendment is because the founders knew that government would always try to do things in secret, work against people, because power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. So they put freedom of press in there so that the Americans can keep tabs on their government. That's what it's for. And that's why ever since cameras and cell phone cameras have become ubiquitous, the true colors of the government have started shining through. And people being arrested for recording in public, or standing there with a cardboard sign like Jeff does, or speech like Warren Sapp was arrested for, is not a constitutional republic. We need to put the government and all of its tentacles back in the box, which is the Constitution. I know a lot of people think the Constitution is crap too, but fine. Let's get it to a constitution first, a constitutional republic, and then we'll work on the other ideas. Okay? Our freedoms have been taken incrementally, and the only way we're going to get them back is incrementally, outside of some major catastrophic event. And violence isn't the way. They want you to be violent. The more violent you are, the more they can crack down on you, and the more they can demonize us and say, these guys are nothing but violent thugs pretending and hiding behind the First Amendment. Don't give them reasons to make stupid things about you, to say stupid things about you. Generally speaking, 99% of auditors are just guys who are exercising their rights, whether they've been trampled on in the past by government or some other nasty thing has happened to them in government is irrelevant. They're allowed to do what they're doing. Okay, you ever going to start talking about Long Island Audit and what happened to him? Are you? So he's at an airport here. in Connecticut. He's auditing. He had just met up with the head of the TSA there, whose name was Brett Kavanaugh. Brett Kavanaugh told him, yeah, you recording here is absolutely fine. There's no issue with it. Well, a bunch of Karens and Darrens saw him recording, and since they're not real Americans, they complained to this cop, Trooper Lavoie here, who's a complete imbecile and coward. This is what happened before Sean LIA met Brian Fagee. Let's go. Give me a 1 if you can hear this.
Put your hands behind your back, please. I'm going. Put your hands behind your back, please.
Why are you shaking? I'm not going to hurt you.
You need to stop and listen to me. Suspicious person at the checkpoint.
Suspicion is not a crime, sir.
It's not. The crime.
You articulate
I did not say that there was a crime committed.
So if I were you, I would invoke your own rights.
This is just a preview. I should have skipped over this. By the way, the best breakdown of the third encounter in front of Brian Fagee's house, in my opinion, I think his name is Dominic, former cop Dominic Izzo. His coverage of that was spot on. Spot on. If you want to see a good coverage of that last time Sean was messed with by Brian Fagee.
What's up, guys? Long Island Audit here, back again with another installment of Throwback Thursday. This audit takes place at the Bradley International Airport in the state of Connecticut. Connecticut State Trooper Lavoie just might be America's dumbest cop. His tyrannical actions earned him a federal lawsuit. Let's get into it.
Are you a supervisor?
Yeah.
I was just explaining to Megan here that I'm an independent.
Every right to film.
Yeah.
As long as you don't film the X-ray screens, because that's all sensitive.
Okay.
And impede the operation, you're fine.
Yeah. No, I'm just an independent journalist gathering content for a story.
I think you're well within your rights. I think you know them.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, sir. And your name was Brett Kavanaugh. Brett. Wow, like the Supreme Court Justice.
He's spelled with a K. That's good. Really
Brett Kavanaugh.
That
So what a great guy. You have every right to do what you're doing. No problem. My name is Brett Kavanaugh. Have at it. This is how authorities should treat the people who pay them. Even though he works for unconstitutional bureaucracy, even though TSA is straight trash, if you guys were alive before TSA and 9/11, you wouldn't believe how free the airports were. You walk, it's unbelievable. But no, this is why we can't have nice things.
ladies and gentlemen, is how you interact with a member of the public peacefully exercising their rights. Unfortunately, things are about to take a turn for the worst.
The Supreme Court Justice.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning. How are you, sir?
With the state police. How are you doing today?
How you doing, Trooper?
Good. I'm here to find out what your biggest fear is at the airport today.
My business is none of your business, Trooper Lavoie, but I was nice enough to tell you, and look what I got for it.
Nothing. Just gathering content for a story. I'm an independent journalist.
Oh, great. Do you have an ID on you?
I'm not going to provide.
All right. Do you have any ID on you? Why does almost no cop know when they can legitimately compel you to ID yourself? Because they don't want them to know that. They want everybody ID'd, tracked, and databased so they can throw you in their system, so they can keep extorting you out of more money. I'm preaching to the choir, I'm sure. But in case you're new here, that's the deal. They're not here to protect the public in any way, shape, or form, nor do they have any obligation to protect anyone. Castle Rock versus Gonzalez, DC versus Heller, and I think there's another one called Winnebago something. The courts have ruled that the police have zero obligation to protect you or anybody else.
My ID, Trooper.
State trooper for your ID. You're going to have to provide it.
Wrong. You do not have to surrender your Fourth Amendment right unless the law enforcement officer has reasonable articulable suspicion of a crime, which he admits several times he does not.
Connecticut, sir, is not a stop and ID state, and unless you have reasonable articulable suspicion,
I'm about to do that. I'm not here to get a legal advice from you.
You're not here to get legal advice? What are you here to do? Violate the law that you don't know? Again, he's so cocky and arrogant. If Dunning-Kruger was an institution, it would be the American police force.
You should have taken the legal advice while you had the chance, Trooper.
Yeah.
I'm asking legally, in order from a state trooper to provide me your ID. You're causing alarm at the airport.
Causing alarm. BS. Legally. BS. It's all BS.
Multiple people have come up to us asking what you're doing.
There's a TSA supervisor who just told me I was well within my rights.
Please?
Sir?
So again, he's trying to have a reasonable conversation. He cuts him off mid-sentence. ID! Unlawful order!
Let's see it. I'm going.
Put your hands behind your back because you will not surrender your Fourth Amendment right to privacy.
Put your hand behind your back, please.
Look how quickly this trooper escalates the situation. He went from immediately demanding identification to putting me in handcuffs within seconds of this interaction starting.
Sir? Okay.
Sir.
I'm not going to close any loan. I don't.
Last answer.
I don't have an. I'm not going to put any. I'm not.
Throws my cell phone to the
So again, when you don't have any critical thinking ability, or you understand anything, or have an above room temperature IQ, you immediately resort to violence. This is coward. This is not a real man. I think if you become a cop, you should at least be a real man first, who can have a conversation before resorting to violence. Because what they know is, I say something, you don't do it, I get violent. That is how they operate. As a matter of fact, it's even worse. I call it the RAPIST mentality, because they're constantly blaming their victim like RAPISTs do. And like, you shouldn't have been dressed that way at that time of night. Why were you in that area? You made me do this to you. That's the RAPIST mentality. And cops have a strong version of that.
floor, stopping him from recording, a First Amendment violation, and then a Fourth Amendment violation by placing me in handcuffs.
That's
going to be it. Okay.
I can give you my name and date of birth if you'd like. Do you have your body camera on, sir?
581.
One detained, refusing to provide ID.
I think it's first.
Is there anything on you that's going to harm me, poke, anything sharp?
I don't consent to any searches.
I didn't ask you that. Is there anything on you that's going to harm me?
No.
Knives, needles, weapons?
No.
No?
Just the camera of mass destruction that you are terrified of.
Where's your ID?
I don't have one.
No? What's this, sir?
That's my car key. Sir, I'm an independent journalist. I'm working on gathering content for a story.
Okay.
I have not broken any laws.
No one said that you did. You're not under arrest right now. You're being detained.
No one said you broke any laws. Then why are you detaining me? You dumbass.
Well, why are you
You're
detaining me?
interfering with my investigation.
Investigation into what crime, moron? Dude, how can they give these people guns and put them on the street without basic knowledge? How does a high school dumbass dropout like me know more than most cops about the law? Law enforcement officers, dumb douchebag dropout. How do I know more than them? They're trained to be dumb. They're trained that you're the cop, you go home at night, you control every situation, you get violent the second someone doesn't do what you say. They're trained that way. And what kind of people do you think are going to be drawn to that type of profession?
Sir, you need to have reasonable articulable suspicion.
I'm articulating that to you right now, that you're causing a disturbance at the airport.
Bull S.
But
Yes, you are.
gathering content. I'm an independent journalist, sir.
You need to stop trying to teach me.
Why are you shaking?
You need to stop trying to teach me things I don't know. I've already made up my mind, and you're not going to confuse me with facts. And he's shaking to death, and his voice starts cracking here because he's scared shitless of words and a guy holding a camera.
I'm not going to hurt you.
And he's got him in cuffs, and he's still shaking like a leaf.
To stop and listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me. I'm trying to identify you.
Do you see? He's shaking like a leaf, and his voice is cracking. He's the kind of officer that
He should make like a tree and leave. And leaf.
would unload his pistol into a car when he hears an acorn fall on the hood.
Absolutely. By the way, I learned this card trick today, and I couldn't believe it. I did it 13 times to myself. I'm like, there's no way. I don't understand how it works, but it's pretty cool.
Because you're causing a disturbance at the airport. You refuse to provide me your ID. You're clearly doing
Not required.
this on purpose.
I'm not.
You're clearly exercising your rights on purpose. No S.
So we're going to go through the books.
I'm gathering content for a story. I told everybody I'm an independent journalist.
I get that. Now we're
So
going
how
to
is
prove that, sir.
There is no proof of it.
How do I prove that? How do I prove that? Are you stupid? When you said, I swear to preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution, there's your proof.
That the First Amendment grants me the right.
What's your last name?
press. I'm going to ask you a question, and then I'm going
to ask you again. What's your last name?
If I do not give you my name, sir,
You're going to be placed under arrest and taken to be fingerprinted to identify you.
Bingo. There you go. Threat of arrest. That's
And that's why I always ask now, are you telling, I need to sue Okeechobee. I keep forgetting. And I need to get off my ass. I've never sued anybody. And yes, they removed me from Okeechobee County Commissioner meeting, and I made sure that they said yes under threat of arrest. If you don't leave right now in the middle of your 3 minutes for talking, you're going to be arrested. And I know I have a case there. I just got to figure it out.
All I needed.
Okay, my last name is Reyes.
How do you spell that?
Reyes.
Yeah.
As long as you say that, you know, if you say you're gonna put me under arrest, I will give you my name.
That's what we would have to do to identify you.
No, you don't have to do that, stupid. You don't even have to identify him. You're stupid, Trooper Lavoie. Now you're gone viral over and over again. You're lucky you're wearing a mask in this video.
It's not what I want to do.
If anyone can find a link of Trooper Lavoie and what he really looks like, please put it in the comments so I can look at it.
No, I
came over here just to identify.
You have no right to identify.
Your first name, Mr. Reyes?
You have no right to identify.
Are you going to stop arguing with me? Because this is causing a big problem.
It's not an argument. He's spitting facts. You're stupid. There's no argument there.
My first name is SeanPaul. One word. Can I get?
He writes it on his hand like a fifth grader. Bro, you don't have anything to write with? I bet you have 100 rounds ready to go, though, don't you?
Your supervisor here, Lavoie. One. Under threat of arrest, I'm providing you that information.
It's not a threat. It's me.
It's not a threat. If you don't do this, I'm going to put you in a cage. And then they have the nerve to say it's not a threat. What is it if it's not a threat? You dumbass.
Telling you what has to happen.
It has to happen. I have to put you in a cage if you don't surrender your rights that I swore to protect.
Can I speak to your supervisor a little bit?
Absolutely.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Looking back, he was shaking the entire time. I don't know if he was scared, nervous, or maybe he was on some sort of substance. I do not know.
1021.
Do you have a Connecticut driver's license?
No, sir.
Where do you have a driver's license?
Sir, I don't want to. Since I'm being detained, I gave you my name under threat of arrest. I'm not going to answer any more questions until your supervisor gets here, please.
Not a problem.
Invoke my fifth.
Okay. 581, Bradley.
581.
Your name and date of birth. Unknown on the state. He's refusing to provide that. Let me know when you're ready. What state do you reside in?
Sir, I told you since you're detaining me, I'm not going to answer any more questions. I'm going to invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent because I want to speak to the supervisor, please. Because you're making a big mistake here, Trooper. I'm telling you, you are.
Unfortunately, sir, you made the mistake by not identifying yourself.
Oh, there it is. RAPIST mentality. It's his fault that Lavoie had to do this to him. Just like it's the girl's fault for wearing a miniskirt. It's the same mentality. You made me do this to you. He's not required to ID. I'm not going to say it over and over again.
I told you I was an independent journalist.
That's great. You still need to identify yourself. You're in an international airport.
Now, this touching me on my shoulder, this would have pissed me off so bad. Stop touching me, moron.
Okay.
The law,
security of everyone here is more important than that, right?
No, the Constitution doesn't end in an international airport.
Once again, I'm not going to sit here and go back and forth with.
Because you have no argument.
I'm not here to.
No, you can go back and you can do that with your supervisor. I'm here. If you whatever you need me to do that you feel that you're going to arrest me over, I will comply with that.
Mr. Reyes.
Yes.
There was no need for you to be handcuffed. You made it this way.
RAPIST mentality. You did this because you weren't saying the things I wanted you to say that you're not required to say, and I swore to protect.
You put yourself in a situation. Absolutely not. Not until my backup arrives.
Scared clown. He's heavily armed. Sean was no threat to him in any way, shape, or form. Yet here you go.
Scared. He will not even take the handcuffs.
Let me skip a little bit, guys.
That is very scary.
So here comes a second cop, and he's dumb too.
Have you
Let's see where the
constitutional rights for
the supervisor finally shows up. There we go.
2, 3, 4 cases. Well, until we could get the supervisor, everyone came for you. All right, sir. Multiple people came up to me, including TSA, saying this guy was acting very suspicious at the checkpoint. I observed him reporting, which was nothing wrong with that. However, when I went to identify him to find out what his business here at the airport, he refused to comply. He didn't provide me any ID.
Not required.
Then he's like pushing the limits. He's trying to test us, I think, and see. He's saying I violated his First Amendment right, and that he did.
He's pushing the limits by standing in public and recording a fundamental constitutional right. He's just here pushing the limits. That's what you're doing. Every accusation is a confession.
Have to provide ID, and that's why he didn't. When I asked him to put his hands behind his back because he wasn't being compliant with me and I was investigating, he refused to do so. It took me 4 or 5 verbal attempts to get him to do that. I had to physically put his hands behind his back. He's been
Because you don't have the authority to do that.
compliant since, but constantly questioning what I'm asking, just being difficult. I don't.
Just questioning, just being, just he hurt my feelings is what I'm trying to say, sir. He hurt my feelings.
Being very difficult, exercising my constitutional rights, trying to educate this trooper Lavoie on our constitutional rights. Very difficult, very, very difficult.
I think there's anything major here. I think this is what he was here to do. He says he's a journalist and he was recording, but he has no documentation of that. And I just did a pat down. I didn't do a search, obviously.
Well, he was. Where did you find him?
He was literally right here recording everyone, recording TSA.
Oh, so he wasn't on the other side.
No,
okay.
He's on the unsecured side, recording the TSA checkpoint, recording passengers.
Not that that should matter either.
And people were just alarmed and disturbed by what he was doing.
Right.
People were alarmed. Are they alarmed by paparazzi? There's paparazzi at
I don't believe that either.
LAX, JFK, recording for celebrities. Are they alarmed by that? Why would they be alarmed by me?
So I wanted to make sure everything was safe.
Okay.
And that's
All right, so let's fast forward. They get him out of handcuffs, right? And then Sean dares to explain to the cop how they don't know the law. And he goes like this. And they got so offended that he actually pointed at someone. He goes, all right, let's get out of here. You're not going to point at us. Okay? Now, so from here, he goes straight to the Connecticut State Troopers Barracks to file a complaint against Trooper Lavoie for unlawfully handcuffing him, seizing him, forcing him to ID himself. Everything Lavoie did at the airport there was completely illegal. So he went to the State Troopers Barracks where Lavoie works, and that's where he runs into Sergeant Brian Fagee. Okay, let's watch. This where it starts off here. He's actually at another police department in Ohio. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. I really appreciate that. That's very nice of you. Guys, become a member of this channel. 99 cents a month. Give it to me. I'm worth it. Okay. So he's doing a training session here at a police department in Ohio, and they're using this encounter with Brian Fagee as a learning tool. So here we go.
All right, guys. So first things first, names and badge numbers. As you all know, my name is SeanPaul Reyes. I'm aka Long Island Audit. I run a Facebook page, YouTube page, TikTok, whatever. I want to show you guys this video.
Have a great day. Nice talking to you.
You as well. Should have been over.
You're all set here.
Should have been done.
Oh, so first things first, this doesn't cover everything, but he shows up there. He says, I want to file a complaint. And right away, Fagee's like, oh, you're going to record me? I thought we'd just have a conversation like real men. Well, real men can talk when there's a camera around and they're not distracted by it. Unless you're not a real man and you have something to hide and you can't pull your BS. And then because later on, someone else could see it and see what a mental midget, low IQ, room temperature loser you really are. Okay. So then he finally tells him where to go to file his complaint. And he says he's busy. Mind you, this is the guy in Connecticut who decides who can have a gun and who cannot have a gun. Brian Fagee. So when it's all said and done, he says, all right, thanks. And Brian Fagee's like, so you're good here then, right? He's like, yeah, obviously you can't do anything else for me. And he's like, so you're good here then. You're going to go do your thing. And Sean's like, yeah, I'm going to go. And then you're just going to stand there and hold the cell phone in my face? First of all, look how far away he is. He's nowhere near his face. And then Sean says, I thought you said you had work to do. He's like, well, you should get to work then. And dude loses his mind. Thank you so much, brother. I really appreciate that. How do I pin that? So that's what happened up until this point.
Are you all set here?
Oh yeah, there's nothing else obviously you can help me out with.
Okay, so you're all set. So you're gonna go to IA right now, correct?
Yeah, I'll be
Okay.
there.
All right.
I'm gonna be going.
Okay.
I'm gonna be going.
Okay. So you're gonna stand here with your cell phone.
I
That's awesome.
thought you were busy. I thought you were
I
busy.
am. I am busy.
You're gonna stand here with your cell phone out. That's very important when we read the internal affairs report. So you should get to work.
I should get to work. Is that what you're telling
If
me?
you're busy.
Oh, there you go. Assault right away. Instead of going to work, he decides to assault him. Okay. He threw and broke his phone, threw it on the ground. So he's committed a robbery, an armed robbery, because he's armed. He's assaulted Sean. He continuously assaults Sean, and this trooper right here, who's a newbie to the right, whose camera you're watching right now, pulls out his handcuffs and is ready to put Sean in handcuffs because his sergeant assaulted Sean. Instead of grabbing the sergeant and going, bro, stop, you can't do this, he's ready to arrest Sean. Like, what? What are you doing, dumbass?
This is private property, okay? You're not going to be
It's not private property.
I'm not the one.
I'm not the one. I'm not the one. I'm 5'6" and full of emotions. I'm not the one. I'm Brian Fagee, blue line tattoos. I'm so tough. He comes up to like Sean's neck right here, by the way.
Okay, I gave you the information you needed, and I gave you your outlet. I told you your outlet. You want to stand there and hold your cell phone in my face.
This is continuously assault. This is continuous assault on Sean right here. Continuously being assaulted. Sean has every right. Again, if you did this to a cop or anybody for that matter, they could think your life is in danger. You would think your life is in danger, especially if the moron's carrying a gun and has a gun on him. But for some reason, cops are sovereign citizens, and the reality and the rules of reality don't apply to them for some reason. Anybody else does this, assault, you're going to jail for years. Armed assault, strong arm robbery. There's so many charges that if you did this to a cop, you would be facing decades in jail. But if a cop does this to you,
What you wanted to do? Yes, you take your cell phone and go and make your complaint. Okay.
you don't tell me what to do, Fagee.
Can I grab my cell phone? Right here. I'll get it for you. All right.
I'll get it for, and right away, this stupid cop, well, where are you parked? Now they want to know where he's parked so they can figure out who he is. It's all a campaign to target you. They're not here for you. They're here to steal from you, extort from you. And if you have a problem with it, they're going to assault you and get away with it.
Where's your car? Where's your car? Where's your car? I'm gonna go, man. I'm going. I know, but where's your car? You were about to arrest me, man, for real? I asked you, he was gonna arrest me for interfering with my own assault.
Interfering with his own assault.
I was interfering. I should have just, dropped to the floor or something, made it easier.
And I think the funny thing is they want you to fall down or something or do something dumb so they can escalate it even further. I think if you fall down, they're going to just arrest you and say something like the way. Oh, God.
Yeah, my body camera is on, buddy. I'm Trooper Castell 1139. Yep. Wow. Listen, with the situation. You're going to arrest me for real? Detective Bannock is very upset when he was very upset when he read this internal affairs complaint.
This is from Sergeant Fagee's written statement. I don't want to read it. As I stood at the front door waiting for him to leave. At one point, he
Thank you for that, Stomper.
told me I should go back to work. As I put as he put the camera closer to my face.
Lie.
I didn't see that, did you? I told him that he and I were going to have a problem. Then I reached up to move his hand away. Through my training and experience as a law enforcement officer, I know that cell phones can be altered and modified to be used as tasers or a firearm.
Yeah, you can modify anything to do anything. But again, reality and common sense goes out the window when you become a cop.
Fictional crap, in my opinion.
Camera of mass destruction.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is it though? Is it a cell phone? He said it was a cell phone.
He called it a cell phone.
Taser.
How many did you go back and see how many times he called it a cell phone?
At least a couple.
Every time.
I think it was like 3 or 4 times.
He didn't call it anything else other than
I'm calling it a taser. Is that a taser? If you thought it was a taser, why wouldn't he say, "Hey, is that a taser? Put that down." Why are you grabbing?
That would have been more credible.
Creative writing. It's after the fact.
And you're brave. I'm uncomfortable dealing with cops. I don't know sometimes.
Yeah. No, that
You're a pretty brave
situation.
guy.
That situation was. I just wanted to get out of there. I didn't know what was going to happen because I didn't think that a state trooper would be dumb enough to assault me and break my property and let me go to work. If you're busy, I told him if you're busy. He said he was so busy back to work. Why wouldn't he just go inside? That's all he had to do. Yeah, and I was listen. I didn't know what he was capable of in the moment. I just wanted to get out of there because I didn't think a state police officer would be dumb enough to assault a man in broad daylight.
They're dumb enough.
On camera, break his camera phone, and let him walk away without any charges. I thought he would at least like just jumped on me and like stop resisting. He punched me. Have his buddy punch him in the eye one time or something and get me felony charges.
I should have read this part too in the first class when he says, well up here it says 5 inches away from the sergeant's face. You were
Lie.
nowhere near that.
That was what they've done independent witnesses that said that too. Independent liars.
This part says at that point the male was escorted away from the building and back to the center island in the front parking lot. As he was walking backwards.
Escorted backwards. Yeah, I was just like walking backwards.
I was holding onto the bottom portion of his shirt to ensure he didn't trip over the curb.
Oh, wow, yeah?
Or lose his balance and fall backwards. On his YouTube channel, the male describes being violently pushed backwards. But as seen on the body-worn camera footage, this never happened. The male and I spoke for a minute, and then I went and picked up his phone and handed from the mulch. It sounds very innocuous, like nothing. Like if you didn't see the video, you would think nothing happened.
Well, the other guy got his phone, not him. Yeah, it's so crazy. It's so crazy to me that they can tell these kind of lies, and there's video.
Come on.
Go ahead, come on in, sir.
So this is the second time he went to the Connecticut State Trooper headquarters. First, this stupid lady cop here, first she meets him out in the parking lot and tries to run him off there saying he's not allowed to be in the parking lot recording because there's special important people inside this building. Now he wants to go inside and do a records request, which he has every right to do. And who's there but Brian Fagee? Trying to stop him from coming in and deciding that Sean doesn't have any legitimate business there. So Brian Fagee has decided that Sean doesn't have business there. So Brian Fagee gets to get violent with him yet again after nothing happened to him for the first assault. Here's assault number 2.
Sir,
Excuse me, sir. You have to get out of the way.
Sir, I know your inclination is wanting to assault me, Sergeant. Stop pushing me. I'm trying to get in. I'm trying to get in the building.
You have no business here.
I do have business here. Stop acting like a savage. What are you doing?
Before I arrest you.
The security camera footage clearly shows Sergeant Brian Fagee violently take my camera from my possession, stopping it from recording.
There it is again. Another assault. Same guy. Let me guess. Nothing happened to him, right?
I want you all to take a moment and think about what would happen if one of us did this to a law enforcement officer.
Back up
Take
before
my
I
phone
arrest
again.
you.
I have other
Back
people
up before
watching.
I arrest you. Back
Her
up.
body camera's on.
That's fine. Get
You
away
like
from
to
the
do
door.
things in
You
front of
don't
people's
need to
body
block the
camera.
door.
He's not blocking the door, moron. He's trying to get in to do business. You're blocking the door, dumbass.
Don't block the door.
No one's
You're blocking the door, dumbass.
scared of you,
Don't.
Sergeant.
I didn't say you were. Don't
I'm not
block.
scared.
Look, he just gets closer to him like he's going to make out with him. No one's scared of you, pussy. You're a midget. You're nothing. That badge is your whole identity. Without that and the terrorists that back you up, you're nothing but a child. A tiny little minuscule child. Loser. I can't believe you do this on camera. Who are you appealing to? Your kids are going to see this. Your family's going to see this. They're going to say, there goes Uncle Fagee, Uncle Brian. Can't control his emotions. Imagine being in his family. Imagine being his wife or children. Imagine. This guy's a disgrace to men in general, much less having a position of authority and doing this to people on camera, and they let him get away with it. And we're still not even to the worst one yet.
The door. Don't block the door. Don't block.
You're blocking the door. Where's this other cop now explaining to Brian Fagee that he needs to calm down? She doesn't step in. Where's the good cop that steps in?
The door.
Just
don't block the door. Don't block the door.
Yeah, I'm not scared of you.
Don't lock the door.
You're blocking the door, loser.
What you got to do?
Don't block the door.
Do what you got to do, because I'm not scared of you, Sergeant. I'm allowed to come into the building.
Correct.
What a coward, bro. Like, what a coward right there.
Thank you.
So, Trooper, I'm going to be on my way in a second. I just had a question for you. So
they do let him in. He was allowed to be there. He has every right to be there. He had legitimate business there, and he got assaulted again by Brian Fagee for the second time. And then here, again, this is what you need to be aware of when you see cops. These are red flags. Blue line paraphernalia, guns, stickers, wristwatches, blue line rings, blue line Glock they even have, blue line tattoos, Punisher tattoos, or excessive tattoos. These are always seem to be the worst cops.
you're telling me, I just want to get it for the record, for court documents, just have it memorialized here. You just watched a man assault me and grab my camera, interfering with a constitutionally protected activity. You're a law enforcement officer, took an oath to uphold the Constitution. Are you going to do anything about that?
I saw you get in his face as well.
I saw you do something wrong, not Brian Fagee. You got in Brian's face. Brian was blocking the door and assaulting me and keeping me from being able to come in. Sean didn't do anything but what he has every right to do, just like the rest of us. Again, these people don't live in reality. Your life means nothing. And if you get snuffed out tomorrow, they could care less as long as it's not one of them or their family. When one of them gets taken down in the line of duty, they have parades down the street. When one of them take you out, where's your parade? They spit on your grave. They spit on your rights. They spit in your mouth. There's a petition that Sean put out too, by the way, that we need to sign. Somebody please put that in the thing here. I forgot where it is.
So I did see.
So you saw me get.
You saw it on body camera.
Yeah, the body camera. We'll get the body camera. That's for sure.
You can see that
but you were there.
Stopped him trying to get you from entering.
You could see that you physically stopped him from trying to physically stop you.
I'm allowed to enter into the building.
He told you to get a report, right?
He told me to submit something in writing. Yes. Yeah, but I'm.
This woman needs to be in jail too, and so does the other cop from the first incident.
I have a right to be here, but I have a right to come in here and conduct business. He has no right to put their hands. He has no right to put his hands on me. You just watched a man. Listen to me. You watched a man.
I'm answering your question.
She can't listen. She's got a cop explain over you.
You want me to answer your
question?
Go
ahead.
The only persons that are allowed to come in here is with an appointment, report.
Not true.
And records, and for the pistol, for first time pistol permit. Every else we have to turn away.
And what did I tell you? I needed records, right?
Brandon, is that the petition? Here's a petition, everybody. Sign this petition to put Fagee in jail, please.
Records is not open today. It's only open Tuesday through Thursday.
But somehow I spoke to somebody from legal.
Because legal wanted to talk to you.
Okay, great. So what I'm saying is, how is this not? You saw a man put his hands up. Did I put my hands on him?
I saw a man telling you not to be in the building when you were not allowed to be in the building.
Did you?
He is allowed to be in the building, so you saw a man violate Sean's rights. Thanks for admitting it.
Watch him put his hands on me or not. Did he put his hands on me or
Legal
not?
did not tell us that you had.
Why won't you answer that? Why won't you answer that simple question? Did he put his hands on Sean or not?
Put his hands on me or not?
After, and then they let you in.
Ma'am, did he put his hands on me or not?
Once I saw you do what you did.
All cops aren't the same, right? So for the first incident, it was a different cop than this woman. He immediately said that Sean was interfering with Brian Fagee, even though Fagee is the one who committed the crime there. Different cop, different day, different situation, same Fagee, right? So now she is blaming Sean again for Brian Fagee assaulting him. You see a pattern here? Do you see a pattern? It's just a few bad apples, right?
What did I do?
When you physically tried to stop him open the door.
When you physically try to enter the building you have every right to be in. How dare you?
I tried to come inside the building because I'm allowed to, just like I'm
Not
inside the
without
building
your
right now.
appointment.
I'm
And
inside the
legal
building.
is talking to you.
Not being allowed to come inside a public building in and of itself is BS. You're not a private company. You're funded by us.
Because they requested you to come
So-
in. If you didn't have an appointment,
I just want to know. Listen, I'm going to be on my way.
Sign the petition, please.
The
As
damage
a
is.
trooper
I was
from the
already
front
assaulted.
desk.
Did you watch? You watched him assault me. Are you going to do anything about it?
You
Yes
can
or
see
no?
the video.
Are you going to do anything about
You
it?
can see the video.
Then you're going to be held accountable. Are you going to do anything about it? Yes or
You can
no?
see the video.
That's not what he asked you, moron. That's not what he asked you, moron. Okay, do we see the pattern? Or are we still going to go with it's just a few bad apples? So, also, he was found no wrongdoing in the first assault, somehow internal affairs, because when you investigate your own crimes, chances are you're not going to find yourself guilty. And people have the nerve to call me a soft-sit. If people who investigate their own crimes aren't sovereign from the rest of us, then there's no such thing as a sovereign citizen. Cops are sovereign, textbook sovereign. By the way, let me go on a rant here. Audit the Audit, again, is now back in the scene, hanging out with Random Patriot, hanging out with, he went on a live stream with Long Island Audit. Random Patriot, Sean, this guy doesn't deserve a second of your time. He's not part of this movement. He's a grifter. He's not even a person. He started off as one guy who became another guy. This is all what I've heard in the background. I can't verify it. But he doesn't use his real voice, doesn't use his real name. He's made tons of money. And when his when his fortune slowed down a little bit, he went on Facebook and cried that, oh my God, our videos aren't making as much money as they used to, and I have to cut back some staff. He uses a fake name. He calls us sovereigns. He uses every excuse in the book to say why courts will say that Sean exercising his rights, he shouldn't have exercised his rights. He uses hate groups as information. He's not part of this movement. He's never done any activism. He's never done anything to make a change. He doesn't deserve to be in this movement. And people think I'm jealous of his money. If I'm jealous of money, I go do something that makes a ton of money. I'd make a bootlicker channel like his. I see him. There was a video where cops came and abducted a guy off the street because they didn't like his First Amendment sign and speech on the sidewalk. They abducted him. They drove him like a mile down the road and let him loose there. That's an abduction. That's a kidnapping. And Audit the Audit gave him like an A, or not an A, like a B- or something. They committed a crime and he gave him a B-. What else does he say as I'm going on this rant? Oh, you must always stay calm. You must never scream for help. I'm Audit the Audit. A court would say that you screaming for help can make other people more violent towards the police. Police, I love police. Police, police, police. Oh, people who want to actually drive their car without having to pay for permission to drive their car on the roads that they already pay for with their tax dollars, those are sovereign citizens, and the courts would agree with me. Dude, stop giving Audit the Audit any time. He's not part of our movement. He's not. He's a grifter. Okay? Back to the show. People hating on me thinking I'm jealous. Like I could care less. I'm not the one crying about making millions of dollars and having to cut back some of my staff. I don't even own a camera. I have this webcam here and I have a phone. And since 2011, when I came on YouTube, that's all I've had. And I just recently got the webcam. So I don't want to hear that I'm jealous. I could have quit doing this years and years ago. That guy is a grifter. Anybody know his real name? Anybody know how many people are Audit the Audit is? Audit the Audit was started by a former cop. He wore a blue line mask. I asked him to debate me 100 times. Instead of debating me, he starts a second channel called John Lang, not his real name. And he's wearing a blue line mask. The very first video on that channel is response to John Felix. Wonder why he didn't want to put it on his main channel. His very first, so he creates a whole new channel, and the first video he puts on there is to rebut me because he's scared of having an actual debate. John Lang, I'm ready. Come on, show us what you're all about. And people are saying to me, we don't need this infighting. There's no infighting. He's not in this movement. He's an outside parasite who's making a ton of money and feeding the sheep the shit they want to hear. Unconstitutional laws, Southern Poverty Law Center, condoning violence against peaceful people because this section blah, 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 blah says cops can violate people who haven't done anything to anybody. Shut up, dude. You're not part of this movement. You should never be part of this movement. And super patriots like Sean and Random Patriot and whoever else is in this movement shouldn't give him a second of your time. He doesn't deserve it. He's stolen enough from this movement. Anyway, I digress. So here's the third encounter. Sean has this beautiful billboard truck. And on the billboard truck, he's playing the video of Brian Fagee assaulting him the first 2 times we just saw. He parks it outside his house. And I don't know if you know this, but investigative journalists do this on a regular basis for decades. They want to know something about someone. They want to talk to them. They literally go to their front door, knock on the door. And if the guy says, I don't want to talk to you, the journalist leaves. So Sean was doing that. He parks his thing. He heard from an inside source that Brian Fagee, who works a desk job at the Connecticut State Trooper headquarters, who's in charge of deciding who gets to have pistol permits. So his whole job is violating the Second Amendment. Somehow he made $80,000 worth of overtime last year. Somebody found out about this, told Sean. Sean shows up at his house to go knock on his door to ask about this overtime pay, just like any investigative journalist has done throughout the decades. Okay, thank God he brought an independent cameraman so he can have an angle. So him and a cameraman walk up. They're looking for no trespassing signs. They don't exist. Walks up, knocks on the door. Here we go. I mean, here we go. Sign this petition, by the way, guys.
Can I help you?
Hey, Sergeant Fagee, how are you?
You gotta get off my property. It's supposed to be no trespassing.
Nope, there is no posted sign. There's no problem. Do you have any? Let's go. Do you have?
Boom. Let's go. He immediately starts leaving. He immediately starts leaving. Everything Sean has done is perfectly legal. He told him to leave his property. Within 5 seconds, he turns around and starts leaving.
Have any comments on?
You see him walking backwards.
On the allegations that you are, I am moving. Do you have any comment on the allegations that?
So now he gets on the phone and calls who knows who, and he goes back in his house. This is it. It's over. This should be it right here. Get off my property. He starts leaving. He retreats back in his house. Sean's leaving. End of story. But instead, he starts making a phone call and grabs a gun.
That you are receiving. Film this guy. You're crazy.
Now, this is edited. Of course, go to Sean's channel and watch all this stuff. So he goes back in the house, gets on the phone, and grabs a gun. Now, Sean is at what? 150 yards away from his front door. He's leaving. The situation was over. Now here comes psychopath Brian Fagee brandishing a gun and closing the distance. Just that alone is a crime. If you did that to anybody else on your property or not, while they're retreating and leaving your property, you're in the wrong. But not unless you're a sovereign citizen like Brian Fagee. He's closing the distance here with a gun.
What do you think I'm doing, you psycho? You have a weapon in your hand?
He's on the phone right now saying, I have a weapon. I'm a Connecticut State Trooper. I might mute it a little bit for the cussing because I don't want my channel to get demonetized.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
I'm closing the distance. Sean's leaving.
I don't have any weapons. I'm a journalist. What do you think I'm doing, you psychopath? What do you think I'm doing?
Now, get off my property right now.
Right now. This is an assault already. Before he's done anything, this is an assault. Walking up to someone violently, closing the distance with hundreds of yards. That alone is a crime, and he just keeps compounding the crime. Any comment about SGV News first and Furry Potato? I haven't heard of SGV News in a while, man.
What do you think?
Get off my property right now.
I'm off your property.
Again, just like the first 2 crimes Brian Fagee committed against Sean, he's in his face. No reason for him to be in his face. He was already leaving. Brian Fagee's already breached the peace. Again, Sean gets charged with breaching of the peace. The only person that breached the peace is Brian Fagee and his gun.
This is my property.
Well, do you see me
all
not
the way
moving?
to the cul-de-sac.
Calm down.
Get off my
that gun out
fucking
of your hand.
property.
Get that gun out of
Get
your hand,
off
you
my
psycho.
fucking property.
Get that gun
I'm
out
a
of your hand, you
goddamn
psycho.
Connecticut state trooper.
I don't care who you
I'm a GD state trooper. I'm trying to mute this.
You are trespassing.
I don't care who you are.
Fucking property.
I don't care who you
Get
are.
off.
Boom. He spits at him right there. Look at that. Right there. Spits right in his mouth. Dude, gun or not, I don't know how Sean, I would have grabbed this guy and wrapped him around and dropped his ass on the ground if he spit in my mouth. That's a crime. I don't care who does that to who. That is a crime.
Who you Get off my fucking
I don't care
property.
who you are.
Right there. My God. I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. So he keeps going. And then Brian Fagee says, "You threatened to kill me." Another lie. He must be on the phone with 911. And then he says, "I didn't spit on you. It was just spit coming out," even though you heard him go lie on camera while brandishing a gun while Sean was leaving. The only person who committed a crime right here is Brian Fagee. So let's get to this part. Oh, let's go back. I want you to see something here. Stay with me. Anyway, so he walks him back. Now he gets to the end of the driveway. Now Sean's in public. And now he's still charging at him and forces him into the street. So once he was off that driveway, now you're committing an assault with a weapon after the series of crimes you committed before that. Now here come the cops. We're sure these cops aren't going to be just like the other cops and the other two assaults where they immediately take the side of the cop and pretend like reality didn't happen, because it's just a few bad apples. It's not every cop who does this, right? Right, guys?
So is there any updates on, because obviously I want to press charges for him spitting in my face that I showed the sergeant here on camera. So what's going to happen with that?
So we went through the assault statute specifically, and there's nothing that specifically states that spitting on somebody is an assault unless it caused you physical pain.
Spitting in someone's face is illegal. I don't care what statute it falls under, you moron. Okay, guys. So you heard it from the Groton Police Department here. It's not an assault. So if you see Brian Fagee or his family or his children, feel free to spit right in their face because it's not illegal, right? Do cops realize how effing stupid they are or not?
The only thing that assault fits is physical pain. And that's under the exception of if you spit on an officer.
Unless you're a sovereign citizen, then it's an assault. Here, watch this.
Then that is when bodily fluids become involved.
So he could spit on me in my face and in my mouth, and that's not against the law?
Circumstances, I'm saying that it doesn't.
But he's a cop. That's what he means to say. He's a cop, and you're not. That's what he really means to say. We don't do that to cops. Blue line, right? Anyone with half a brain cell in their head knows that someone spits on someone, especially point blank in their face and in their mouth. Everybody knows it's a crime. Everybody knows that's a crime.
Really fit the assault charge.
So what happened if I spit on you?
Well, then you would get arrested because I'm an officer.
Because I'm a sovereign citizen, and we're sovereign from the laws you sheep have to follow, see? Then they have the nerve to call you a sovereign. It's just disgusting, man.
You can't spit on an officer.
The man. Sean should have never been there in the first place. Why should Sean not have been there in the first place? I'm dying to hear that explanation. Why shouldn't Sean, as an investigative journalist, be at the place he's allowed to be, engage in the right he's allowed to engage in? Why shouldn't he be there? Why shouldn't he be there exactly? Why shouldn't he expose the guy who keeps getting away with crimes? Explain that one, the man. Do you share a brain with these cops? Think about what you're saying. You're saying Sean shouldn't have been somewhere he has every right to be. Think about that. You shouldn't be where you're at right now, the man. How do I know that? Because I said so. Oh, you have the right to be where you're at right now? Well, I'm saying you shouldn't be there. Same thing you're doing.
Because in the assault on an officer charge, bodily fluids are included.
Because we're sovereign.
So there is no charge. You're telling me, as a sergeant of the Groton Police Department, you're telling me there is no charge for a grown man spitting in another grown man's
telling you
face.
that it doesn't fit assault.
Well, what does it fit?
There it is. Enough with your stupid cop-splaining that it doesn't fit assault. Find out what it does fit, because it's a crime. And anybody with a brain understands that it's a crime. We all know what you're doing.
Isn't that your job to find out? What does it fit? Like what crime it is?
Breach of peace, but you're
at most the breach of peace. And now he's going to say you're both guilty of that. Sean is not guilty of breach of the peace, and either is his cameraman. The only breach of peace came is when Brian Fagee, all 5'4" of them, and his 17-foot tall emotions, went and grabbed a gun and a phone and charged and came after Sean and closed the distance with a gun. That's the only person who breached the peace here.
On his property, you interacted, you engaged the interaction. I mean,
so
you engaged in your constitutional right that I swore to protect, and now I'm turning it into a crime because the guy you exercised your rights on is a cop and you're not. Let me translate that for you.
If it's a breach of peace, arrest him for a breach of peace.
Well, that's the other issue that we're going down right now is you guys are also in violation of a breach of peace.
No, they're not.
As well as
I mean, take us both then.
There you go. Sean's like, fine, arrest us both then, since that's the case. So you heard that this douchebag say, if anything, it's breach of peace. And Sean's like, fine, breach of peace. He's like, well, you did it too then. Okay, arrest us both. Did they arrest both of them? No, they arrest Sean and his cameraman, and Brian Fagee didn't get arrested at all.
Take us both then. It's not voyeurism. It's not voyeurism to knock on somebody's door.
Voyeurism. They're trying to say that he was recording somewhere on someone's property he wasn't allowed to be at, and also being sexually aroused. That's what they charge of voyeurism, breach of the peace for engaging in his constitutional right. They're saying that's a breach of the peace. And criminal trespass, when you're allowed to go and knock on someone's door, just like the Jehovah's do, just like the phone salesmen do, just like the carpet salesmen do, just like the window salesmen do, and someone tells you to leave your property, you have to leave. Exactly what Sean did. No law broken by Sean, multiple laws broken by Brian Fagee, and now the Groton Police Department.
But that's not.
It is if he has a reasonable expectation of privacy and you invade on his curtilage.
He didn't do it. He doesn't have a reasonable expectation of privacy on the exterior of his home unless he has no trespassing. Sean knows what he's doing. You guys don't. But it's just a few bad apples, right? Bootlickers, right? The man, dumbass. Sean shouldn't have been there. You shouldn't be where you're at.
No.
And you're recording.
You're wrong, but do it. Then I will gladly go take the ride. Arrest us both for a breach of peace.
Well, then turn around for.
All right, then. But does he arrest Brian Fagee? No.
I mean,
do what you got to do, man. Do what you got to do. This is ridiculous.
All right, that's enough, man, before I have a heart attack. So they arrest him. They charge him with criminal trespass, voyeurism, and breach of the peace. First, it was breach of the peace. He goes to the jail, breach of the peace. He's got $10,000 bond or bail, whatever it's called. So he has to pay $1,000. He gets out. The cameraman gets charged with breach of the peace. All he had to do was sign and promise to appear. Next thing you know, he comes back to the cell and he's like, Sean, yeah, there's been some updates because the guy who you exercise your rights against is a GD Connecticut state trooper. So there's been a bunch of phone calls and stuff. And now your bail's at $75,000 and your cameraman's bail is at $50,000. And Sean's like, $75,000 bail for breach of the peace? He's like, whoa, now we've added some stuff. Voyeurism and criminal trespass. Sign the petition, everybody. Let me see if I can find this petition myself. Also, who sent me a God, dude, my God. So here's Trooper Lavoie from the airport. There he is, right there. The Dunkin' Donuts in the background. There he is. There he is. There's the coward at the airport who thought that he could just handcuff somebody. And by the way, at the end of the thing, when his supervisor let Sean go at the airport, this guy was like, man, we can't get some type of charge on him, Sarge. We can't do something to him, a simple assault or something. We can't do, like, he's dying to put a charge on people. Dude, these are devils walking around. They are devils. What else? Sign the petition. Let's see if I can find it. Let's go to change. Was it change.org? I need to sign it too. Let's see here. Change.org. Start a petition. Search. I'm going to search Long Island. What is going on here? Search for petition. Long Island Audit. Hopefully that brings it up. There it is. Fire and prosecute Connecticut. Let's share this tab. Fire and prosecute. Let's make me smaller. Let's do this. Let's do some stuff here. Let's do this. That works. Or this. Let's do this one. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. There we go. So, fire and prosecute Connecticut State Police Sergeant Brian Fagee. We the people demand justice. 26,715 signatures. That's not enough. Yeah, there he is. Scumbag. What a scumbag. Hey, dude, nice legs, bro. They're like almost see-through. The issue below. Okay, sign this petition. First name. Let me sign it and make sure my address doesn't get shown. Let me sign it off camera here. So John, email. Yes. Yes, yes. Sign petition. Okay. There you go. There you go. I've signed the petition. Your support is not complete yet. You could chip in $2. If I had any money, Sean, I would gladly do it, but I don't have any money. No, but I'll share the petition. There you go. And yeah, there you go. There it is. Guys, sign this petition. This guy needs to do about 5 to 6 years in jail. At least. Repetitive, pattern and practice. Brian Fagee is disgusting. He's not even a real man. This is a little female acting like a cop. This is a little female, and he was trying to get Sean to do something so he could unalive him right there on his property. This is the worst mistake you ever made. That's threatening too. That's another threat on his life. Because you know what he's saying about that? He's saying, like, look what happened to John O'Keefe over there in Boston. Look what happened to so-and-so. This is what they do. Now there's going to be a huge target on Sean's back. And Sean, bro, if you can afford it, I don't know if you can or not, you need armed security with you almost everywhere you go. And you better have the best surveillance at your house. And you better be ready to roll at your house. And if I were you, I'd move somewhere where you could something fortified for you and your family, because I guarantee you Fagee and whoever else supports Fagee is going to try to do something to you and or your family. All right, guys, that's good enough. Everybody, all 500 plus of you that came, hit the like button on your way out. I hope you enjoyed this stream. Get your tickets to Audit Palooa. Yeah. Email me if you want to go. johnfilax@gmail.com. And that's it. Sign this petition, guys. Have a good day. Everyone, have a good day. And Fagee for prison. See you later, guys.